Hello again, everyone. You've caught me mid-play this morning. I got some new dies, some Alexandra Renkes from Miser Print, and I thought these were just so pretty. However, I didn't actually look at the size of them when I ordered them, and I was kind of expecting them to be larger, but knowing me, I love small focal points so that there's, a reasonable amount of white space on my card. So I'm kind of pleased. Funny how things work out. I should have taken more care reading. My idea is this. I want to have a square central image. I want a square card again. And back in the US, you can put square cards into rectangular envelopes, just so that you don't have to pay excessive postage. Right, I want to have the central image as a square. So I've got a little piece here, and I've got these Alexandra Renke sentiment dies as well. I've got Happy Birthday and Love You. And just looking at the size of them, all I can fit on is Love You, because what I have a fancy for is this. The panel that these flowers are going to sit on, I want to be square, but I want this die, I want to see if it'll work, to be negative. The other one, I want, I've got a double layer, positive, I want to put it on the top. But this one, I want it to be as apertures. So I haven't done this before. I looked at this, and this one's only got the O of the love that the bit's got to go back into. So we'll kind of see how we get on with this. And I want it in this corner. I have a fancy for the flowers like this, if you know what I mean, sort of there-ish, and the U down there. So let me get some tape. Here's a bit of low-tack tape. This must be parallel. Let's just see. That moved, didn't it? Parallel? I think it is. Right, let me cut this out, and we'll see how we go on. Okay. Let's look at this. Now, if I, oh dear, not quite cut through. I think there was a bit of I should have put a shim in. My magic mats are getting a trifle worn. Right, there we go. Now, all I need to do is to put that middle of the O back into there, and that's going to make a really good negative, isn't it? I kind of like that. So I'll keep that one on this mat, and I'll use something different for other things so I don't lose that centre of the love. Right. Next, I've cut out these flowers, and I've cut extras of the tops. So this is the one from there. That's from this one. And that's from that one. I cut them a second time, and I've cut off the stamens that are hanging down here and those there, so that I'll be able to colour this and then put those on the top. The colours I've chosen are these two for the stems. I don't suppose it'll make an incredible amount of difference, but I thought I might use this paler green for the buds of this one, because, they don't look the colour of the flower until they're right out, do they? I've got G220, which is lime green, it says. Don't think it's much like lime green, really. That's that one. And G240, which is beige green. And for the flowers, I've got B340 Lavender Mist and B350 Cornflower Blue. And for the stamens, I've just got E430, which is pecan, or pecan, or however you care to say it. Right, that's my panel. I've cut a frame which is kind of separate from the actual panel itself. I've got a couple of limited edition Rebecca Lardner prints, and they're framed like this with the picture like that, and then there's kind of a gap, and then the frame, and I really rather like the concept, so I thought I'd try it for a card. So first things first, let me just colour some of these. So I'll do it on a piece of Mylar, I think. Right, stems. Let's just do all over with the pale one first. Might have to do... It doesn't matter if I go onto the petals here because I've got an extra one there to cover it over with. So, right, let's just see. Down with all of it. Let's have another one. These are so fine, I don't think I'll be able to do much in the way of contrast colour, to be honest. So we'll see. Let's put the darker one onto this one down a little bit. Just a bit of shading down there. Okay. And this one, I don't know where it's going to be darker, really. Let's try and differentiate between these two stems. Okay. Okay, that'll do for that. Now, the tops. I'm going to go round the outs. Well, I might just touch the outsides of these a little bit. Won't be seen, really. Okay. Now I'll do the stamens. Doesn't matter if I go over that bit there because the other thing's going to be covering it. Likewise with this one. Okay. Now these bits, these are the top layer. I'll put the lighter colour on all over first. Actually, oh, that's all right. The whole goes right through. Right. Okay. Now I'll do a bit of shading with the darker one. Oh, wrong end. I want the fine tip for this one. All right, let's have a look. I'll go over them in a moment to blend it. Can't talk and chew gum, can I? Right, let's just blend these together. They do lighten as they dry because when you first put them on they are, you know, quite wet. but the shading will show through when they've dried out a little bit. There we go. Right, now let's stick these together. I might give that just a hint of the pale colour, just a tiny bit. Okay. I'll go over with the pale green. Okay. Not sure if I like that, but we will press on and see. Right, let's just put this one on here. Let's get it in position. There we go. I don't know if that white bit there's a bit of glue. Yes, it is. I thought it might have been a bit of the lower level showing, but I think it was just glue. Okay, this one. Putting over a little bit of colour around the edges does help so that you don't get, unless you want the white showing, of course. It might be an effect you're after. And the last one. I cut this one away quite a bit actually to show more of the stamen, so we'll just see if my experiment worked. Let's pop this on here. I think I just need to dab it with a bit of wet wipe just to get rid of the glue. There we go. Oh, it's pretty. So pretty. Right. Let me think what I'm doing. Just wondering whether that I should put a piece of blue. I'll just try a little bit and see what it looks like underneath. Just let me try. Here's a little bit of scrap. Let's just put a bit of this blue on. I don't know if this is, I'll like this or not. We'll see. Let me cut it down and then I'll get more of an idea. I don't know if I'm going to like this or not, we'll see. Just have a bit of a play with placement for a moment or two. I don't like this green and blue much, I don't think. Although, with that, it doesn't look too bad, does it? And the U. Need to stick these two together. Just do that quickly. Just wondering if it needs anything else, actually. Whether the background needs a bit of texture or what. Do I like it with or without the blue? Let's have a look. Let's put the middle of the O in and see what it looks like. I think maybe without the blue. I think I will put a little bit of twinkle on these. Gosh, this is pretty. So pretty. Actually, that's quite nice now with a bit of twinkle on. I think it'll be fine as is. So let's just stick this down. I think the best way is to get this one on first, because if that's slightly out, I'm further away from the edge to spot whether it's parallel or not. This one would be easier to position, I think. So I'll just put some glue on this. Next, we're going to stick this middle panel down. Need to make sure all these little bits that are part of the lettering are all adhered. I've at least got a bit of glue on them to keep them down. Can't just do the edges of this one. You've got to do the whole thing. Right. Now the middle of the O. Show these bits are stuck. There we go. I could have actually floated this, because this piece is big enough to have a piece of foam tape behind it, actually, but I've stuck it down now, so I'll keep going. Oh dear. Yesterday, oh dear, Phil and I went to watch Hampshire play cricket. The stadium is not too far away from where we live, and it was a lovely afternoon. The sun was shining, lovely and warm. In fact, it was quite hot at times. And sitting there minding my own business, where all of a sudden, the chap who was sitting behind me, I don't know what happened, but he spilt 2 pints of cider all down my back. I was absolutely drenched and not best pleased, I have to say. So I just had to get up and come home. I went into the ladies' loo, took off my shirt, which was absolutely dripping, and put on a hoodie, which was, I have to say, a bit hot. My trousers were wet, so all down the back. So when I got into the car, I took those down and drove home with my trousers round my ankles. Oh, my Lord. I think he was sorry, but oh, my goodness, what a palaver. Now, that's got to go in there, hasn't it? Where are we going to go? So to get it in the right place. About here. Okay. Oh, goodness. We had gone separately, actually, because I had things to do. So fortunate Phil didn't have to come home when I did, but to be honest, things went a bit flat once I had to leave in a drip. So he came home shortly afterwards. Oh my goodness. Let's cross those for a little bit of interest, shall we? And the buds, we'll do the buds. I don't know if I'll colour them all green if I did them again, but I don't dislike this one. Right. I think we are very nearly there. In fact, I think we are. So, my new, I wondered what the flowers were supposed to be, so I looked on the packet. Where are we? These were smaller than I thought as well, actually. Where is it? Oh, here they are. And they're just called drooping flower. So I don't know what kind of flower it's supposed to be. So it's a drooping flower. So there we go. Another one for the pile. Love you, with a negative and a positive sentiment. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking and all the rest of it. And do come back and see me next time.